this Royal and Sun Alliance chase towards the first fence. Maximise on the inside of Harbour Pilot. Valley Henry in the light green jacket out wide, possibly just the first to rise. They're all safely over. Arctic Jack jumped it in last place as they turn left-handed in front of the stands. And it's Maximise from Valley Henry. Then Chives into third now. Then Harbour Pilot on the inside of Inox and Hussard Collonges. Then Jimmy Tennis, and behind Jimmy Tennis is Iznogood and Give Over as they clear the next. Slap down the neck on landing there for Colonel Braxton on the inside. Jaffet, the big French horse, is out wide, strained early on. Iznogood also held up a bit worse than midfield with Silver Streak. And Man on the Hill anchored today, often makes the running. Out the back, Father McCartan, Arctic Jack, His Storm and Risk Assessor. That's the first in the back straight. Valley Henry is down at that. Valley Henry takes a fall when up with the pace. The other horses did well to avoid him. The horse, Valley Henry, is up all right. The rider's still down. They head towards the water jump, at which it was Inox just the first to rise in the red on the outside of Maximise. Just looking back, Timmy Murphy, so he's about to get to his feet. Meanwhile, the leaders head towards an open ditch. Inox and Maximise, followed by Chives. All safely over that. Arctic Jack made a mistake at the back. Give Over in the grey jacket is handy. Southern Star on the near side as they approach the next plain fence. And Inox takes this well. Give Over makes a mistake at that. Silver Streak very nearly went back in the pack. And it's Inox and Maximise disputing the running, and now they head towards another big fence. This open ditch going up the hill. Southern Star is third on the inside of Give Over, and then Chives, and then Hussard Collonges out wide. Jaffet has moved up, just got a bit unsighted there, Jaffet jumping the ditch, but goes on safely as they make the top turn. Harbour Pilot is turning left-handed behind the. There's Timmy Murphy limping away after that fall from Valley Henry. Hopefully he's all right. Father McCartan, meanwhile, has been pulled up. Back with the race as they run downhill towards the next, and it's Maximise on the inside of Inox, and then on the outside, wide out, is Jaffet in the noseband, wide of Hussard Collonges, and then Chives, Give Over, and Southern Star, and behind Southern Star on the outside it is no good. Risk Assessor's picked up a bit of ground, then Colonel Braxton back on the inside from Harbour Pilot, followed by Frosty Canyon. A gap after Frosty Canyon to Man on the Hill and Arctic Jack, and Jimmy Tennis out the back with Silver Streak. At the next tricky fence, that's taken a few casualties. The leaders jump it safely. They're all safely over, and it's Inox who just leads the way to Maximise, with Hussard Collonges in the mauve sleeve jacket on the outside. Jaffet is in fourth. Behind Jaffet is Southern Star and then Chives. Harbour Pilot chases up these in about seventh place, with Colonel Braxton getting a good run round on the inside as they jump the fence in front of the stands with just over a circuit to go. They're getting quite strung out. Jimmy Tennis is right out the back, and Silver Streak is labouring as well. So they run uphill towards the next plain fence with just under a circuit to go, and it's Maximise and Inox and Hussard Collonges through in a line. Jaffet in fourth, Chives is fifth, and then Southern Star, followed by Iznogood wide of Harbour Pilot. Colonel Braxton, Norman Williamson right on the inside of Frosty Canyon, who's being pushed along by Dean Gallagher. A gap to Risk Assessor. Arctic Jack under pressure. Man on the Hill next. Give Over's lost places. Historg right out of it with Silver Streak and Jimmy Tennis. Downhill to the next plain fence, first in the back straight. The leaders sail over, and Harbour Pilot has unseated the rider at that. Harbour Pilot is out of the race, and unfortunately the rider seemed to get a kick in the head on the by one of the following horses, Paul Carberry. We'll try and update you on him in a moment. Meanwhile, Inox puts his hind legs in the water jump there, Inox, and loses ground. Hussard Collonges and Maximise disputing it, with Jaffet in third place. Chives is fourth. Then Iznogood on the outside, Tony McCoy. Colonel Braxton has moved off the inside now, with Southern Star just behind him. Continuing on the far side of the course then, Paul Carberry seems to be sitting up. Meanwhile, they jump this next obstacle, and up with the leaders, Hussard Collonges and Maximise, followed by Chives. Iznogood, Jaffet in fifth place. Colonel Braxton is being pushed along to try and gather in the leading group. Risk Assessor in J.P. McManus's colours getting into the race now. On the outside goes sixth over this ditch. Hussard Collonges dragged the hind legs through it, lands just ahead of Maximise, and then Chives. Jaffet has had a lovely run round Benoit Giquel in 4th place, as out wide of him is Iznogood in the blue sleeve jacket as they reach the top of the hill with 3 fences to jump. Colonel Braxton is 3 or 4 lengths off the leading group, followed then by Risk Assessor and Frosty Canyon, a gap to Southern Star. Inox, who made that desperate mistake at the water, looks like being pulled up. Downhill towards the final 3 fences then. And it's Hussard Collonges, Maximise still there on the rail, Jaffet coming there strongly for France, Chives and Iznogood over 3 out, and the leading 5 or 6 chased by Risk Assessor and Colonel Braxton. They've got 2 left to go. Hussard Collonges, Jaffet is now humming under pressure on the right of frame, Iznogood out wide for the Pipe McCoy partnership, then Chives back in 4th place, 2 out, Hussard Collonges, Jaffet, a terrible fall! He was under pressure there, the French horse, he fell heavily, and this leaves Hussard Collonges clear of Iznogood as they run towards the final turn. Chives is back in 3rd. They're well strung out behind with Maximise 4th, then Risk Assessor and Colonel Braxton. Hussard Collonges is no good under the McCoy drive, is trying to mount a renewed challenge as the leader's wilting in front. In 3rd is Chives. Hussard Collonges jumps the last fence with a 2-length lead over Iznogood. Hussard Collonges and Russ Garrity. McCoy chasing in 2nd on Iznogood. Then Chives in 3rd. Hussard Collonges is keeping on willingly as they run inside the final 50 yards up the final hill. Hussard Collonges holding Iznogood. Hussard Collonges goes on to win it. From in 2nd Iznogood. Chives is 3rd. Frosty Canyon stayed on in 4th. Then Colonel Braxton and Maximise. There aren't too many other finishers because there are a lot pulled up before the final fence. Inox pulled up, also Give Over, Southern Star, Arctic Jack, Man on the Hill, all these pulled up. And there was a casualty at the final fence as well. We'll update you on that. Hussard Collonges, the 33-to-1 winner here in the colours of Mr. NWA Bannister, trained by Peter Beaumont, who of course enjoyed great success at the Cheltenham Festival in the past with Jadami, and Russ Garrity in the saddle on this 7-year-old, and it was a question of galloping and jumping here, and this horse kept it together. I thought Jaffet was going to be a big danger at the top of the hill, but he'd just come under pressure from Benoit Giquel going to the 2nd last, where he took a very heavy-looking fall. Let's hope the French horse is all right. It was a tough race, but Hussard Collonges kept going with tremendous courage up the run-in.